sellers, it's Suzanne, and I have another exciting episode of eBay SuperSize Sales. The items you'll be seeing in this video sold for $100 or more during the month of August 2020. These sales came from my Facebook group of over 30,000 sellers who share their sales every Monday, showing us what they found, where they found it, how much they paid for it, how much it sold for, and the best part is the interesting backstories about these items. So everybody can learn, and I want to thank all of you who participate in Money Making Mondays. We've had to limit the number of entries per person to 5 because comments are now exceeding 500. So there's a lot of information there. And we couldn't have these videos or the thread on the group without everybody's participation. So thank you so much to all of you who contribute so we can learn from you. Okay, so let's begin. We have some honorable mentions here. We're going to start with Barbara, who paid $10 at Goodwill for this quilt. It sold for best offer of $90 plus shipping. The item is the Company Store Queen Quilt Southwest Cactus theme. So that's a really fun item there. She paid $10 and it sold for $90. Next up is Laura, who said, "My husband bought a bunch of these and I let them sit for a long time because I wasn't excited to list them. When I finally did, they sold in a couple of days. I paid $5 for all, sold for $90. And these are Allen Edmonds full toe cedar shoe trees. And yes, these are good sellers. I agree with Laura. They are not exciting to list, but if they are real cedar, they are worth good money." Next, we've got Laura Harman, who purchased this at Goodwill for $3, listed for 1 month. Replacements.com is a great place to look up comps for some items beyond eBay, especially flatware. This is a 35-piece lifetime flatware old homes brown wooden handle set. And you can see there's quite vintage. So she purchased them for $3 and they sold for $95, the whole set. And there's some comments here. Karen says, "Our Goodwills have taken to keeping these large silverware donations for their online sales auctions. It seems the only silverware I see on the shelves are mixed and basic brands. I have better luck with estate sale online auctions for silverware." And then Sheila said, "I had this same set when I first got married. I used S&H green stamps to get them. Great memories." So while I do agree that Goodwill's online presence is evolving, there's still plenty for us to find in those stores. They cannot know everything, and they cannot put everything online. So don't buy into the hype that there's nothing good left in the stores. That's just not true. And as far as Goodwill online, it's all about the employees in the store, who they've got doing this, what that person knows, what their process is, what they want to ship. There are a lot of variables built into the decision to put an item online. So just stay positive that you will continue to find good things because there's just too much out there for Goodwill to filter out every single thing that's profitable. Okay, we have another honorable mention with Susie Grant. She paid 25 cents for this and sold it for $98.88 in 13 days. This is a vintage 1983 Rainbow Bright Kitty plush, so stuffed animal, 25 cents and sold for just under $100. Now we've got Ken, paid $4, sold for $98, sourced from ARC thrift stores, sold in 2 days. This is a 2003-2004 Toyota Tundra radio cassette CD player, so for the car. $4, sold it for $98. And what people do is they remove the factory radio from their vehicle to upgrade to something else. But that doesn't mean the old one won't sell. So here's proof. This radio is 17 years old. Still almost got $100 for it. And Donna asked, how do you know what vehicle they fit? Somewhere on the radio is going to be a sticker with the model number and other information. So you just Google that and you can figure out what vehicle it goes in. Now we've got Kay, who paid 50 cents for this shirt at a garage sale. Sold within a couple of days for $98.88. Vintage Magic Johnson t-shirt. Talk about a profit margin. 50 cents and sold for just under $100. And now we have our cover item, which I could not resist. Katya says, got for free from a friend. Found 2 sold listings, $50 and $26. Priced mine for $99.95 to allow room for offers. Because mine was new old stock, it sold in a couple of days for the full price. This is a vintage 1988 unicycle cycling man action toilet paper holder. So it was free. She went in high and got her price of just under $100. And I just think that's hilarious. Some little gizmo, entertainment, funny thing to put in your bathroom, sold for just under $100. It's probably plastic. So if you have it, list it. You just never know. Next up is Kim Smith, who paid $4.40 for this vintage 70s Decoy Duck. Well, actually, it's a goose. She listed it in December, and it finally sold for $100 in August. So this is an example of being patient. Patient is a virtue. Be confident in your pricing. And when you have something that is truly limited in number, which vintage items are because they're not making them anymore, sometimes you have to wait to get your price. So I commend you on waiting 8 months to get that $100, but for a $4 investment, that is an excellent profit. Next up is Rose Alba. She paid $40. RA, what that means is retail arbitrage, where you're buying something in a retail store and then selling it on eBay. This is a Lily Pulitzer V-neck dress. She paid $40 and sold it for $100. Now we've got Donna, who said this beautiful picture went from Arizona to Pennsylvania and it cost $55 shipping. I paid $20 for it. It sold for $105. This is a Wedgwood & Company Royal Stone China pitcher. So it's either ceramic or porcelain, so probably pretty heavy and some weight added for the packing material. So again, she paid $20 for it and sold it for $105. And if you look at this item, it looks pretty basic. It's just a white porcelain or ceramic pitcher. So look those items up because you just never know. I feel like I say that a lot. You just never know. But it's true. I'm surprised every single time I go thrifting at what pops up in front of me. Next up is Heather Champion. Bought on Saturday at a yard sale for $15, sold full price on Tuesday. Huge lot cloth diapers. 18 diapers, 20 inserts, and 2 bags. $15, and she sold it for $110 in just a few days. Okay, next is Olivia. Purchased in the spring when my restore was doing 75% off winter apparel. They were originally $40, so I paid $10 plus tax. Took about 4 months to sell. Listed at $189.99 and sold on offer to buyer of $114.99 plus shipping. John Fluvog is a bolo. Yes, it is. I've never found any, but that is on my bolo list. So this item is a pair of John Fluvog cowboy boots, leather. And again, she paid $10 and sold them for $114.99. Now we've got Lisa. Sold same day, paid $15 at a yard sale. This is the Twilight Saga collection sealed book box set, hardcover. And we've got some comments here. Karen said, Bolo, keep your eye out for the white set of the same books. They sell for even more money. Amy said, I sold some Twilight books today, but I'll post them next week. I guess they sold within minutes of posting. And Sheila said, Stephanie Meyer just put out a book telling the story from Edward's perspective. This, I think we will see a lot of people reaching out for the original series books. Okay, so what she means is the author of these books has something new, so people want to get the backstory and read all of the books that came before the newest one that just came out. So I think the pandemic has also resulted in people reading more because they've got more time on their hands at home, which really is quite a wonderful thing that people are reading more. So again, this was $15. She sold it for $115 plus shipping on the same day it was listed. So those with books or book sets, either your own personal items or in your death pile to list, definitely something to consider. Get on that. Next up is Christy. She said, I post about this item on August 7th and it sold on August 16th. Again, it didn't cost me anything at all since I got it as part of a garage cleanout. I was happy that it sold for $120.50 plus $13.65 shipping. I hope everyone else had a great weekend. Happy eBaying. This is a caller ID machine. So it was free to her, and she listed it, and it sold for $120.50. So those of you pack rats that have saved technology that is no longer being used, don't think people don't want it. Here's an example of a sale. Who would guess that somebody wants caller ID machines at this point in time? But they do. Now we've got Jennifer. I bought this set of children's books for 25 cents at a Goodwill. Took a month to sell them for $121. The item is Joy Berry, Help Me Be Good, complete set of 27 books from 1988. They're hardbacks. Jill commented, I picked up some of these recently at Goodwill. I've been trying to decide if I should sell the ones I have or try to get more of them to sell a bigger lot. And Jennifer replied, I think mine was missing one book, but it's still sold. So your book sets don't have to be complete to sell. They may sell for more if you have more in the set or if it is complete, but don't let that stop you from listing it. You could go ahead and list it as is, and if you find more to add to it, you can create a different listing. Delete the old one and create another listing. So don't feel like your items can't be listed if the sets aren't complete. Okay, now we've got Dawn. I got this at an estate sale. I worked. It had tons of little pins attached. I took them out and posted this. It sold in less than 6 hours, full asking price. I paid 50 cents. This is a rare light blue vintage American cowboy hat. 50 cents, and she sold it for $127. And this is a very cool looking item with the feathers on the front. It's blue. It's just an interesting looking item. I'm sure somebody just loves it. Now we've got Beverly, paid $6 at an online auction, sold for full price plus shipping, totaling $197 in about 10 days. This is a package of 17 tiles, vintage original mirror wall tiles with gold vein. And yes, I had these in my house growing up. That was the thing, to put these mirrored tiles on the wall. We had them in the dining room. So definitely a vintage item. And Paula says, how do you ship something like this? I'd be afraid of them breaking. Well, as long as you wrap them very well in bubble wrap and double box them and they don't shake and they're well cushioned, you should be fine, just like any other item. Now we've got Shane and Christy, paid $50 on Facebook Marketplace, sold in about a month for $140 plus shipping. Vintage polo Ralph Lauren Polo Bear twin comforter sham with valance. So $50 and sold for 3 times that in about a month. Don't forget about Facebook Marketplace. Lots of people out there with things to sell and they don't want to figure out eBay. They don't want to ship anything. They want that cold hard cash right now. And if you're smart and you look on Facebook Marketplace, you will find all kinds of items that you can sell on eBay, because eBay selling is a skill. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody wants to learn it. And while you might think it's not a skill, it really is, because there's a lot of moving parts that you have to learn. You're taking a risk putting these items out there. They could be returned. There's all kind of hoops you have to jump through. So don't think that everyone can do this. And you've got people out there that are downsizing and they just want the money. They don't want to go through the hassle of a garage sale or learning to sell on eBay. So check your Facebook Marketplace. All right, next up is Jessica. And this is a fun item. This scrapbook is part of a giant lot of photos. Did an auction, put on buy it now price, and the buyer paid it. Now I'm wondering if I priced too low. This is a photo scrapbook from the 1920s, teen boy sports, band, and military school. So Dira says, no, that's a good price. I've seen similar not sell for far less. And Jessica thanked her for her comment. So don't assume that because something sells really fast that you have it priced too low. People set up alerts and they could be looking for that exact item. You list it, they're notified, and they buy it. So as long as you do your research, be confident in your pricing. All right, now we have Janae, who paid $4 at a garage sale, sold in 3 days. This is a Sony Walkman disc player. She sold it for $150. She paid $4. And I will admit, I had one of these. Only problem with these is you couldn't use it if you were exercising or walking, or because the CDs would skip. So if you're sitting still, it worked pretty well. Just put your headphones on and listen to your CDs, but not good for exercising. I tried that. It didn't work. But again, another technology item that you might think is obsolete. She got $150 for it. Somebody wanted it. Now we have Max, who found this Rock Band set at Goodwill for $11. Sold in about a month for $159.99 plus shipping. This is Rock Band Special Edition Xbox guitar. Next up is Shannon. I posted about this on Fabulous Finds around a week ago. Found this gigantic nativity creche at an estate sale for $16. Sold in 1 week for best offer of $160. And what's interesting here is this is a Costco item. Costco jumbo size nativity creche stable only for large figures, retired with box. So it's, not Hallmark, it's not Fitz and Floyd, it's not Lennox, it is a Costco item. And she paid $16 and it sold for 10 times that for $160 plus $42 shipping. And it's a Christmas item and it sold in August. So lots of great things going on with this listing. Great sale, Shannon. Now we have Rachel. I paid $20 for this vintage Weebles Treehouse on Facebook Marketplace. It sold for $160 in 3 days. Oh, we had this vintage 1974 Hasbro Romper Room Weebles Treehouse, complete with box. Oh yeah, that brings back the memories. And we've got some comments here. Jill says, "Oh my goodness, I had this as a kid." And Rachel replied that she did too. And then, of course, Judy had to remind us of the song that Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Oh, I just love vintage toys. They're so fun. Okay, now we have Danielle. Found at the Goodwill outlet, cost was about $1, sold for best offer of $175. This is a Jacket brand women's leather blue shirt, long sleeve. Wow, $1 and it sold for $175. Excellent. Okay, Ashley paid $40 on Facebook Marketplace, used them for 5 years. Sold in about 6 months, buyer paid $50 to ship. This is a Disney Mickey Mouse 4-piece kitchen canister set. $175. Very cute. Lewis bought for $10 at a garage sale, listed for $199.95, sold for best offer in about a month. These went for $179.95. It's a rare limited edition Disney Gallery Snow White Evil Queen watch with the jewelry box. Okay, next up is Suzanne Keene. She says, "Here's why I dig in the flatware bin. Discontinued pattern from Italy, once sold at Williams-Sonoma. Bought a bag full for 15 cents per piece at Goodwill. Sold for $60 per 2-piece set. This buyer bought 3 sets of forks for $180 shipping. Took about 2 weeks to sell." So this listing right here is for 2 forks, $179.97. And someone asked her how she knew how to price it, and she says, research, research, research. And I just want to remind you, a few minutes ago, we had another set of flatware, and someone commented that at their Goodwill, they're pulling the flatware and selling it online, but obviously not the case where Suzanne Keene is going, because she found this. So she says it was at a Goodwill. So it just depends on how your store does things. And this was just for 2 forks. It wasn't even a whole set, and Goodwill missed it. They didn't know it was discontinued, or I'm sure they would have pulled it. So maybe they're only looking for complete sets or big sets to put online. There's always going to be things that these big stores miss because there's just too much stuff in there to evaluate every single thing that could sell for a high profit. Okay, Melanie Johnson. Purchased some liquidation boxes while I was off work for 3 months during the beginning of COVID. Paid about $4 for this item, sold today for $179.99 plus shipping. This is a full face spray paint respirator. So maybe someone is using this for something else, but it was in her liquidation purchase. $4 and sold for just under $180. And here we have another flatware set. Thomas paid $10 for a 37-piece lot of Oneida stainless silverware at a thrift store. Sold in 3 days for $198. And this is Oneida Michelangelo Heirloom Cube Stainless Flatware. And I like how he did his photo. That looks very nice and neat. 37 pieces. He paid $10. It sold for just under $200. Now we have Megan, who purchased this Piedmont Airlines uniform from a retired Piedmont U.S. Air stewardess last year. I paid $10 plus had it dry cleaned. Sold this weekend for the full asking price of $200. And again, this is a Piedmont Airlines stewardess uniform jacket with skirt. Vintage, size 8. That is a fun item. $200. Okay, Jill, my husband had a huge roll of old posters. I started to go through them to sell. Most were movie posters from his long ago days of managing a Blockbuster. This was among them, and he really didn't remember where he got it. This poster was done for Apple by the Simpsons creator before he did The Simpsons. Not many available, not many comps. We rejected some low offers and accepted $200. So you can look at the photo here. Bongo's Dream Dorm Macintosh Apple poster, Matt Groening, vintage 1989. $200 for a poster. Excellent. Next up is Jennifer, one of my best sales yet. Paid $20 on Facebook Marketplace. Took a best offer of $175. Shipping was only $20 with FedEx. I used a ton of pool noodles on all the edges and did box-in-box method, so double boxing. I was terrified to ship it, but the buyer was thrilled and it made it safely. Bath & Body Works Dead and Breakfast Luminary. So it is a candle holder. Obviously retired, no longer available. Paid $20 and took a best offer of $175. Tammy, my best sale so far. Purchased at a garage sale for $35. Was listed for a month. I sent an offer to a watcher for $225, which they accepted, plus shipping. This is a Ralph Lauren Coastal Gardens Floral Ruffled King Duvet with down comforter to shams. So it's the whole set. She bought it for $35 and sold it for $225. Okay, now we've got our third place winner of this video. Catherine, vintage vacuum tubes, free to me, listed for $299 or best offer, took $250. So who would think vacuum tubes would sell for so much? But there you have it. There's the proof. Second place winner is Kim. Bought this item at an estate sale, purchased a truckload for a bulk price, so probably have 50 cents to $1 in it. Sold it for best offer of $300. Took about 2 weeks to sell. This is a sealed in-box Super Glove Ball Nintendo Power Glove. So a video game accessory. Had $1 in it and sold it for $300. And our first place winner is Allison Cox. She says, my mom gave me her old Christmas ornaments, so free to me. I was asking $599.99 and they asked for a discount, so I offered 10% off and they accepted. The item is a lot of 24 Hallmark Nostalgic Houses and Shops series collectible ornaments, 1984, and she sold these, which were free to her, for a total sales price of $539.99 plus shipping. That's just amazing. And this was in August, so not the Christmas season yet. And a collector wanted these and paid top dollar for them. Okay, we have made it to the end. Congratulations on everyone who made it into the video, and thank everyone for posting on the Money Making Mondays so we can all become smarter sellers and make more money. Thanks for watching, and